If you're tired of vacuuming, this little helper is just what you need. I was sent this Roidme Eve Plus robot vacuum cleaner by the Roidme company. You can find the link below in the video description. If you want to know what this little helper can really do and whether or not it will fall down the stairs, be sure to watch this video to the end. We have such small sensors and dampers all over the robot vacuum cleaner here that detect whether objects are in the way or not. This way I can go around them perfectly without constantly banging against something everywhere. It touches the object slightly but does not drive here so strongly against them that scratches or other things can arise. It has a diameter of 35 cm and is 9.5 cm high in total. Once we turn the device over, we have a clear view of all of the rollers here and can also clean them really easily. We can also easily remove the tank at the back by pressing this button in, and if we then press here again, we can also remove the filter and thus wash it out, for example. We also find the dust compartment here, which is 300 ml, and a small 250 ml water tank is also still included. Because with this robot vacuum cleaner we can also mop, but I'll show you that again in a moment. In addition, we can remove the brush with a simple handle and then also clean it once in between and put it back into the device. Because even if the robot cleans automatically, of course you have to clean the brushes and all the little things at the bottom in between from time to time. In addition, a replacement filter is still included, as well as vacuum cleaner bags, because this vacuum cleaner robot has a suction function which I will show you in a moment. In addition, we have the mop here. We can simply remove this, and there are also once again wipers with it, which are just used once and then thrown away. Of course we can clean the other one at any time. We simply clamp this down, then have to fill water into the tank, and we can already use the wiping function, and the vacuum cleaner robot not only vacuums but also wipes the floor afterwards. The Roidme Eve Plus can be controlled and adjusted wonderfully via the Roidme app. After it has driven the first time, we can also see a map here in which you can then see your apartment and the individual rooms that the vacuum cleaner robot recognizes. Here we can also see the current charge status and can, for example, select individual rooms that it should then approach and vacuum, but we can also say that it should only clean a certain area in a room. Then we can click here above on area and select how large the area should be that the robot vacuum cleaner should now vacuum once. In addition, we can also make various other small settings that are really very useful. For example, we can set how often the robot vacuum should empty itself at the station, because this vacuums the dust directly, so you don't have to do it by hand. Here the dust is sterilized and odor is prevented. In addition, we can still set times when the vacuum cleaner should not run at all, for example at night. We can also set when exactly it should always run, so enter fixed times or start it directly here via the mode. Here we can also set how strongly it should wipe or vacuum, how much water it should dispense, and how strong the suction power is. We can also adjust this at any time while it is running. The vacuum cleaner bag is also installed in our suction container, which contains 3 liters and lasts 1 to 2 months depending on the size of the room and the amount of dirt. Then, when we start the robot vacuum cleaner, it will start to go around the rooms or the area that we have defined and vacuum everything away really nicely. And also if there is more dirt, like in my case now, which I have already laid out here a little bit, then the robot vacuum cleaner drives over this and can really pick up everything. It now drives over here a few more times, as you can see in a moment, and in the end our laminate is then also completely clean again and free of all dirt. So in the end it was actually able to pick up all of it again. That means that even if you dropped something, you don't have to sweep it away by hand, but can simply send the robot vacuum cleaner on its way. The robot vacuum cleaner is also really good for pet hair. I have cats and this creates such tufts of hair here on this carpet more often. But even with these, the robot vacuum cleaner has no problem. He simply drives over it and really collects all the hair. And as you can see, he also cleans the carpet afterwards really wonderfully. Here I have dumped something on the carpet to see if the Roidme Eve Plus can also absorb this dirt. And here too he really picked up everything and made everything really nicely clean. Under cabinets or furniture in general, it goes as far as it can. Here you can see the sensor at the top now touches against something and therefore it does not drive further under here. And by default that the Roidme Eve Plus has 4 sensors, it won't fall down the stairs either. as you can see really well here. He notices directly where the stairs end and will then not continue and slowly start to turn around and clean everything really up until the edge wonderfully. Therefore you don't have to close off various areas, but can simply let the vacuum cleaner robot do its job. Here I have now started the wiping function again. As soon as there is water in it and the wiper is attached, it starts to use it. For me personally, the wiping function is a very good extra, but of course does not replace the re-wiping, because now not really much pressure is put on it. But as I said, it's still nice to have with you. Then when the job is done, then it goes to its suction station, and depending on how you set it up, it will now start picking up the dust. And then it's sterilized in the vacuum bag, and also just make sure that there's no odor here. To fully charge it needs 4 hours, and then it can vacuum for a whole 4.5 hours. So we have a very good price performance ratio here, and I'm really convinced of the Roidme Eve Plus. You'll find the link, as I said, below in the video description. Be sure to check it out.